Welcome back. In 1996, when a young Chris Hoy travelled to Moscow to compete in the European Under-23 Championships, the British Cycling Federation couldn't afford to send officials with the team. Chris and his teammates used their own bikes and they had to sign out their team tracksuits and give them back after the event. The fact is that at that time, British cycling was underfunded, poorly run, and lacking in ambition. And yet, when Peter Keane was appointed as performance director the very next year, his aim was to make Britain the world's top cycling nation. Keane recognised that in order to achieve his aims, the first thing they needed to do was to create systems and cultures that would support success. You see, although the Federation had some talented cyclists, they weren't leaving a legacy for newer athletes to build on. Results were sporadic and each success was a one-off. So Keane set up what he called the World-Class Performance Programme. Funded by the National Lottery, this team of elite cyclists would focus almost exclusively on track racing, where there were many more medals and prizes to be won. The first rider to sign up was a 17-year-old Bradley Wiggins. Now this strategy started to bear fruit in 2000 at the Sydney Games, where the team won a gold, a silver and 2 bronze medals. In 3 short years, Keane had managed to lay the foundations for future success. In 2001, he took it a step further, streamlining the team by, in his words, clearing out riders and coaches who weren't obsessed with winning. Can you imagine doing that in your business? It sounds really brutal, but what it really means is that everyone needs to be signed up to the growth targets and committed to playing their part in achieving the success. But it was Peter Keane's successor, Dave Brailsford, who I want to focus on. Or more specifically, I'm going to focus on the philosophy that he implemented. He took over in 2003, and the following year the British won 2 gold medals in Athens. 4 years later in Beijing, they turned that into 8 gold medals. In 2012, at their home Olympics in London, they repeated this feat with another 8 gold medals and 17 golds in the Paralympics. Their impressive performance in 2012, for the second games in a row, led to accusations of cheating. A headline in the French paper even suggested the British had magic wheels. Nonsense, of course, but you can see why the other teams were so frustrated. The British had excellent facilities, strong training programs and very talented athletes. But so did the other nations. So what made this massive difference? Well, what the British had that no one else did was a top secret program to eke out small improvements wherever possible. The philosophy was called marginal gains, and it was implemented by Sir Dave Brailsford. The idea was that if they took all the things that made their cyclists go fast and improved on each one, even by a tiny amount, the overall impact would be significant. Some of the measures the team implemented were simple, such as avoiding the courtesy buses to protect against infection, or taking their favourite pillow with them to ensure a good night's sleep during competitions. Other strategies had a more direct impact on performance. For example, their tyres were sprayed with alcohol to remove dust and increase the friction for the start of each race. Then there was Project Golden Hour, a scheme to maximise athletes' recovery during the hour between the semi-final and the final, which led to the development of heated shorts to keep the muscles warm between heats, between finals. As a result, every member of the team went faster in the final than they'd gone in the semi-final just an hour earlier. The young man who took his own bike to Moscow all those years ago, now Sir Chris Hoy, became one of the most successful Olympic cyclists in history. The British took a seemingly impossible goal, which was to go from being an also-ran nation to top dog, and made it a reality. And they did this by having a clear vision of success, by breaking this mammoth task down into a series of small steps. And from this, we can learn an important lesson. Do you think you could climb Mount Everest? Hundreds of people do it every year. So it's definitely within the realms of possibility. Yet hundreds more try and don't make it to the top. I find it difficult to picture myself at the summit, knowing what a massive undertaking is needed to get there. So perhaps running a marathon is a bit more your speed. Yes, it's a long way, but thousands of people do it every year, many dressed in a variety of wild and wacky costumes. Personally, I enjoy the physical and mental challenges of triathlons. I like the fact that it's multidisciplinary, and competing each discipline gets me a stage closer to the finish. But I look in awe at those athletes who run Ironman triathlons. I mean, the running section alone is an entire marathon. You see, as human beings, we view success as the destination, the summit of Mount Everest, finishing the line in the marathon, or tripling the size of your business. And from where we're sitting, that destination can look quite far away and difficult to picture. But what if we viewed success not as a destination, but as a journey? A journey that consists of many small goals, some simple, others ambitious, but all within the limits of our capabilities. A journey in which each goal we achieve, each marginal gain, is a success. And each small success motivates us to complete our journey. Because each minor victory makes the end goal seem a little bit more inevitable. All we have to do is continue along the journey. The British Cycling Federation had the right plan, the right systems, and the right people. If your goal is to scale up your business, then the 7 Keys formula will help you to develop a plan you need to do just that. I'm confident that if you apply the principles and strategies that I will discuss in this course, add in a good dose of hard work and persistence, you can achieve whatever business goals you set. Success is a journey, not a destination. And that journey starts right now.